the people, yeah, if they
Yeah,
agree,
okay.
why not? Yeah, if the
Yeah,
participants agree.
okay. So
Yeah.
can we record? Oh, sorry, we didn't ask, but can we record? Because consent is very important here. Yeah, so sorry we didn't, but that's for other people to also get this video and watch, those who cannot join us at the moment. So sorry. Okay, thank you. So we have a yes. Thank you so much, everyone.
No, like we'll be suing you in the next.
Okay, so we're just going to continue. Yes. So introduction. Next slide, please. Yes. So most people want to study abroad. Most people don't even know where to start, right? So when you go on the school's website, this is where you have to be. You first of all have to go to future students, because you are not current students. If you want to apply, you are all future students or prospective students. And depending on whether you're looking for undergraduates, you're looking for graduates, application or PhD. So there are specific pages that you go to depending on which level you're looking for, and then your specific program. So these are some of the steps. Some schools follow these steps like one after the other. Others to start from the program to future students and all that. But these are things that you have to look for on the school's website. And because we are all international students, we are all from Ghana, Nigeria, we have a few other people from other countries, you would definitely have to go to the international student application. So make sure you are on these places or this section of the website. Okay, so we are moving on to the general requirement. This is a research we did. This is what we conducted, the findings we had when we conducted our interviews with other people studying abroad. And these are some of the things that they mentioned to be the general requirement for application. So the first one is a statement of purpose. So your statement of purpose is basically a story about who you are and why you want to be part of the school, the university's community. So you really have to tell that story. You really have to let them know that you qualify, most importantly, and also you need this education in order to pursue, in order to achieve your goal, in order to achieve your professional or personal goals. I would give you examples of some of the statements of purpose from some universities that we had a look at. You also look at your resume, your CV, and the thing is, it is not a job resume that you have like 4 pages. We know you are very qualified. We know you have a lot of experience on the job, but the CV mostly take like a page or maximum 2 pages. So make sure you don't go beyond 2 pages. I also have CV templates from McGill University, which I would show as we go on. Then the next one is transcripts. So you make sure you have your transcript. At the application stage, you don't need an official transcript. But when you get your admission, so they give you a conditional offer. The condition is you have to submit, you have to send your official transcript, and then you would get your final offer. Some schools demand you to write English tests. Some schools do not. Some programs demand you, some programs do not. So depending on the school and the program, you have to write, or you may not have to write the English test. And the last but most important also is your reference. So your referees, people that can vouch for you, people that can tell your story and also mention that you are very qualified. With a letter of reference or the referees we give, some people just give names of professors or names of lecturers. It doesn't work like that because they would give you general reference. So you have to make sure that that name or that email address you give is someone who really knows you, who really knows your background and knows your capabilities, and how someone who can really speak something positive about you, so they can give you the admission letter. These are very, very, very important documents, and we have to pay attention to these things. Next slide, please. Yes, so as I told you, we made our research. so we don't give you misinformation, we don't misinform you. So this is University of Gulf and McGill University, and these are some of the things they want to see in your application. So for University of Gulf, they give you the step-by-step approach. So you make sure that you follow the step. The first step is to investigate your program options. What are my options? What do I want to pursue? The second step is to review admissions, requirements, and deadlines. For that, Ayomide will talk briefly on that. Prepare application documents. So the documents I mentioned before are some of the documents you need to prepare, and then you apply online. Every school has its online portal. So whatever, you cannot use U of T's online application for, say, York University's online application. Then you upload your document and then they make a decision. So even if you apply, it's not always the case that they are going to select you. But if you have all your right information, if you have everything in order, then you are sure to get a good response from them. This is also from McGill University. You have your admissions requirements, you have your supporting deadlines, and then you submit your application. You get the offer if you meet it, and then you apply. No, you apply and then you get the offer. Next slide. And so this is also University of Gulf. They also give you step-by-step. So all this information is on their website. If you have to write an English language proficiency, you just click on the tab, like the cross, and then it gives you further information. It gives you tuition fees and funding, which is another part of this session. And then they are also, schools have resources and services for international students. So you can always go back to the school and email them and then ask for further information. Next slide. Yes, and this is also University of Calgary. So we just took screenshots of these things to let you know that these are the steps that you need to follow. Every school has its own step, so make sure that you follow those steps. For University of Calgary, you have to first collect your documentation, gather references, and then you begin your admission application, and then you submit your application with application fee. And on the required documents, as you can see from the University of Calgary, which is in Canada, you must get your official transcripts. You must get your CV. It's also there. You must get
Alberta.
So you must get, Calgary. Sorry, Alberta. Thank you. So you must get your CV. You must get your writing sample. And you must get your English test if possible, if any. Yes, and you also have your reference letter. And if your degree is not in English, then you need to translate it. So some people went to Chinese universities in China, and their transcript is not in English. So when you want to apply to schools like that, you need to translate your degree and your grades to English, and as well as your program documents. Okay, so as I mentioned, these are some of the statements of purpose that we took from these universities, great universities. So the first one is from Northeastern University's website, and the second one is from the University of California, Berkeley. So the first one, it tells you what you have to consider when drafting your statement of purpose. So something like, why do I want the degree? What are my expectations for the degree? What courses or programs, features excite me the most? So it's not basically taking any program that comes your way, but doing something that excites you, something that can make you achieve your professional and personal goals. And how will my unique professional and personal experience add value to the program? So they are also looking at how you would add value to your program. The University of California also gives us some tips. So depending on the school you want to apply to, there are some schools give you some tips that you have to follow, and it is very important that you follow these tips from these universities. And on the CV, as I mentioned, this is coming from McGill University's website, and this is just a page CV. So this person is applying to school in McGill, and these are things that she wrote. So for education, work experience, briefly. So the work experience, we know you've done 8 jobs, but you don't have to include all the 8 jobs. You look at the jobs that relate with what you want to learn and use it, and then you bullet your points briefly. So these are some of the jobs, and then the skills and interests as well. So when you go on the school's website, there's always the search button that you can always key in what you want to get the information. So if you want CV template, you can key in and then you get some resources to support you in drafting it.
Thank you very much, Christy. So I'll just be moving on to like other things that we need to note when making applications like schools. And the first thing that we need to note is tuition. So many people get excited about traveling abroad, making application to schools abroad or universities abroad, and they forget to look at the tuition fee before applying. So they just go all the way to apply without actually checking how much the fees are. So it's very important for you to like compare prices with like other schools before you apply. So an example is University of Toronto and maybe Memorial University of Newfoundland in Canada. The price range of tuitions between those schools differ, but it doesn't mean that Memorial University with the cheaper school fees is not a good school. It's also a good school, but you need to do your research. So if you know that you might not be able to fund your school fees for University of Toronto, then don't go there. Look for a very good school that is also like really standard and has like a really good price range, something that you can afford, and then apply to that school. Because if you apply to University of Toronto and you know you're not able to fund it, you're going to struggle. So another thing to look out for is scholarships, fundings, and bursaries. So applying for scholarships, probably you're not sure that you really want to travel abroad and you don't know how to go about like funding. So every university has a scholarship page or a funding page or a bursary page, depending on which school. So every university has that. So all you need to do is the school you want to apply for, the school you're interested in, go on their scholarship page, go on their.
Sorry, Aya, can you unmute yourself? I had to mute all participants.
Okay, sure. Can you hear me now? Where did I stop? Where did you stop hearing me? Okay. So I was talking about scholarships. Yeah. So every university has scholarships page on their website. So all you need to do is the school that you want to apply to, just go on their website and look for like scholarships or funding page and search. On there you have like so many scholarships that are available. But one thing to also notice, as an international student, not all scholarships apply to you. So you have to also watch out for that, watch out for deadlines, watch out for scholarships that apply to you, and make sure that you apply before the deadline. Make sure that you also do your research on all the things that you need to make your application successful. I'll give you like examples moving on, but I'll just explain these points down first. And the next thing is deadlines for international applicants. So when applying to universities, there are deadlines for international applicants separate from domestic students. So you have to always take note of that the deadline for domestic students is always different for international students. So international students' deadline is always earlier than domestic students. So you have to note that, and you have to make sure that when you are doing your application process, you make sure that you apply way before the application deadline. Way before the application deadline. I'll give you an experience that I had. So for me, I didn't discover that I wanted to come to U of T earlier. I already started applying to York University, but eventually I didn't get admitted to York University. So I saw an opening with University of Toronto, and the deadline was February 1st. But then I applied around January. But by the time my admission came, they told me that the class was full. So they were going to defer me to the next year. So you wouldn't want that to happen to you. You want to apply way before the application deadline so that you go in the year that you want to go in, because you might not have prepared, you might not just have made up your mind that, oh, I'm going to school this year. Meanwhile, because you applied late, you might get deferred to the next year. So make sure that you apply early and way before the deadline. Then the next thing is accommodation and housing. Some of us abroad don't have people like family members that they can stay with abroad. So accommodation and housing is one thing that is very important. And every university has this on their page because they know international students are coming to their school. So every university has this on their page, and you have to go on the university's website and search for accommodation and housing. Sometimes it might just be the graduate residence, but even if you don't want to stay in the graduate residence, they make provision for housing, like where you can rent, and then you can check out your options. You can check out the pricing options if it's something that you can afford, or if it's something, if you're going, or if you're under a scholarship, if it's something that, yeah, they will be able to pay for you, then you go for it. So you just make your inquiries about accommodation and housing. You can even send an email to the university if you are not clear about that, like how to go about housing, just so that when you come here, you have a place to stay and you're not just wandering about. So the next thing is work study jobs. First off, what is work study? Work study is basically you as a student working on campus. That's how I'll define it. But like basically you're a student, full-time student, and you're working on campus. That's work study in the simplest thing. That's work study. So as a student in the university, you can apply for work study jobs. But some schools, I don't know if it's most schools, but like most schools ensure that you have to be a full-time student to be able to apply for work study jobs. So there's so many jobs available, and trust me, it doesn't just give you the money, but it also gives you professional experience. So you're able to gain professional experience while working, while studying on campus. So you don't have to like go all the way to look for jobs outside campus, but like you have like a work study portal where you can apply for jobs that are available on campus. And those jobs, some of the jobs include like teaching assistants, research assistants, and some other things as well that you can do. So it gives you that professional experience, and not just the money. And also, even for the money, it helps you to be able to pay for things that you might not have been able to pay for. Then the last point is accredited university degree slash specific CGPA. So most universities have like CGPA requirements before you apply, and you have to check that. So they require certain CGPA, maybe 3.0, for example. So you have to ensure that you have all your CGPA meets that requirement to be able to apply. Then for accredited university degree, you have to make sure that the university you finished from, or the high school you finished from if you're applying for undergraduate, is accredited in your country, so that you can apply for you can apply to study in the university that you're interested in, or study abroad generally. And lastly, I would say that please, if you have questions and you are not clear about something in your application process, do not hesitate to email the school. Do not hesitate to email the school. Like if you have questions, if you need clarity on certain things, don't hesitate to email the school. Send an email to the school, ask the questions. Some schools reply as soon as you send them. Some schools don't, but still send that email to the school. So next slide, you'll be seeing like various examples of what I was talking about throughout this slide. So the first thing is the total program fees. Yeah, a good example is Memorial University that I talked about. So we can see that it states, it says graduate tuition at Memorial University is among the lowest in Canada. But this Memorial University is also a very good school. So things like this are something that you should watch out for when you're doing your research on universities to apply to or universities to go to. So yeah, this is an example. Then the next one is funding. Like we mentioned, every website has funding, and this is an example from the McGill University website. And yeah, as you can see, if this is an example from the for graduate students. So it takes you from graduate programs, and then it has a section that says fund your study, and then from there you say external funding, and this is basically where you can get opportunities to apply for scholarship, apply for funding, bursaries, and all of that. So this is a typical example of what you see on a university's website in terms of funding. Then the next one is housing. I'm using University of Toronto as an example. And yeah, you can see that you have a section for housing. So they know that you're international students and they know that you're studying abroad. Obviously, it's not everyone that knows everybody, like that knows someone abroad, whichever country you're going to. It's not everybody that knows someone abroad. So they will think about how can we accommodate international students? How can we provide housing for international students that do not have like families in our country? So most universities, if not all universities, have a section for housing on their website. And the next is work study jobs that I mentioned earlier, and this is an example from the University of Waterloo. So yeah, there's always a section for work study jobs because apart from the money, you also gain professional experience. So they also want their students to study, but while you're studying, you gain practical experience from what you are doing most times. So yeah, and yeah, that's it.
So if you have any question on what we mentioned, other things we've mentioned so far, you can reserve your questions. They're going to be a breakout room where we would assign you to a room with the specific level you want. Some indicated they want PhD, some indicated they want undergrad. So you would ask the people, the students, your questions. But if you feel like you still need more answers to some of the questions, you can email us, but please don't kill us, because if the emails are overwhelming, we wouldn't be able to respond. And we created this email down below that you can always reach out to us. So not the emails that I sent you, the invitation, the meeting invite, but this specific one, which is aimed towards the Study Abroad program. Next slide, yes. So as I mentioned, we have great people. We have people from all levels. We have undergraduates, we have master's students, and we have PhD students as well. They are willing to share every experience in their journey with you. They are ready to meet and discuss, and some are even ready to assist you in your application. So we're going to introduce them very briefly, but please, when you go to the breakout rooms, kindly ask questions relating to the application process, admissions requirements, and funding, because most of them are on scholarships, most of them are on internal funding and external funding as well. So please don't be too creepy. Don't ask them about their relationship status. Don't ask them about don't be very creepy. Just ask the most important questions that you want answers to, and then they will be able to support you. We have students from UK, we have students from Canada, we have students from USA and other parts of the world. So I'm just going to hand it over to Ayo whilst I create the breakout rooms.
Hey, Christy. Yeah, Christy?
Yes.
Yeah, Yeah, I was just jotting some things down that I think that would be applicable to everyone.
Okay.
You allow me to just add papa, and then you break up your rooms.
Like 2 minutes. Okay, cool.
Yes. So I was checking on the TOEFL you talked about, depending on the university. It's not just limited to TOEFL. You can write GRE, you can write TOEFL, you can write IELTS, you can write GMAT, you can write SAT, or any of these, depending on the program and the country you are studying. All those will be on the website. So don't limit to just the IELTS or English. It can vary depending on the program or what you want to do. And then in other schools too, you may be required to convert your grades to GPA if your school is not using a GPA. For example, KNUST, for instance, they use CWA, which is different from GPA. So if you're applying to a school like in the US, I know most schools will require that you convert your CWA or any grading system you are using to a GPA. And I'm also going to emphasize on the CV. Some schools will not necessarily tell you the number of pages you need to write your CV. For example, when I was applying, I don't remember for the faculty, but for the scholarship program, they did not limit us to the number of pages you are supposed to write your CV to. So check out on that. If they don't limit you and you think you have a variety of experiences, sometimes they don't just look at your academic performance, but other experiences you have had. So if they don't limit you, please go ahead and make even up to 4 pages if you can. But try to summarize it and make it meaningful. And then something important that I would want to also add is something on your CV that we call the professional profile. Is like a brief description telling the reader who you are and what you stand for. So don't forget to add those things. Thank you.
Thank you, Stella.
Right.
Please, I hope we're noting these things down. It's very important and very key if you plan to like apply to schools abroad. So yeah, moving on, we have representatives from universities listed below, and as I call the names of the universities, I would like the representatives to kindly unmute themselves and introduce themselves, telling us their name, their program, their general experience as an international student abroad. And yeah, basically. So first off is a representative from the University of Stirling, Scotland, United Kingdom. So kindly unmute yourself and introduce yourself. Thank you.
Hey. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Can you hear me? Is from University of Scotland, UK. And my that events yeah.
Sorry, you were breaking.
Hello, Ayo.
Hi, you were breaking.
Oh.
So, yeah. Can you do that again?
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can. We can. I believe everybody can.
Okay, so I said I'm Helena Sarkodie, a graduate of MSc Investment Analysis from University of Stirling, Scotland, UK. And I said my study abroad experience, I would say it's in 3 E's. That is, it was very eventful, experiential, and also exhilarating. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Next up is Illinois State University, United States of America. Kindly introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Patricia Abija. Originally from Ghana. I'm at Illinois State University, Normal, Illinois, the USA. So I'm still a student. I study MS in communication and my main interest is social media and organizational communication. So that's what I study. My experience so far, I feel like it's a little Ghana because we have a lot of Ghanaian students here. 3 of my roommates are Ghanaian. The whole of this apartment, we have about 30 Ghanaians here. So like we've just built our own community, and I've had a few local or domestic friends, but it's been a good experience so far. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Next
too.
up is Universidad at Costa Rica.
Hi, good morning. Can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm Grace Ifwa. I'm from Ghana and I'm in Edge University. That is a Spanish-speaking university. That's why I put Universidad Edge there. Yeah. So here at ERT, we study for a licentiate degree. It's kind of a year after a normal undergrad degree, but when it's converted to the English grading system, it's just like undergrad. So I study agricultural sciences and with an emphasis on natural resource management and sustainable agriculture. My experience here has I think I've gone through all the phases of being an international student. First, excitement, and then I want to go home, and then full of a lot of beautiful events. And I think we can expand more when we go to our breakout room. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Next up is a representative from University of Toronto, Canada. Kindly unmute yourself.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
I was just a bit unsure if I'm the only representative from U of T, so I just wanted to wait a bit.
No, I think you had two. Yeah, you had two. One for
Okay.
undergrad and one for grad.
Okay.
Okay, I could take the lead before the grad.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm Tony. I'm in my second year in astrophysics at the University of Toronto. And my experience so far has been, it has its highs and lows, but one remark I would make is if you're looking for a place where you're studying a global niche, then University of Toronto will be one of the places you consider because it's the most diverse place I've seen so far. And also, what I would also like to say is, like the curriculum is very innovative, and that's one thing which has added more meaning to my experience for the past month in which I've been here. So.
Thank you so much. Our second representative from University of Toronto, please introduce yourself.
Is that me?
Yes.
Or somebody else? Okay. All right. My name is Celestina. I'm a friend to Ayomide and Christina, and I'm happy to be here. I'm studying knowledge management and information management at the Faculty of Information at University of Toronto here. I recently just joined the Archives and Records Management concentration, and I'm glad you guys are all here. What I would say is grad school or at the University of Toronto as an international student, it comes with this envelope of new challenges, sometimes new transformation, and then we have new discoveries, we have new knowledge and experiences, and then we have new cultures and work as well. And all these together reforms us or me to tackle the world around us. So I think it's a great experience being here. I'm in my second year right now. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next up is a representative from the University of Saskatchewan, Canada. I hope I pronounced that well.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
My name is Alfred Yeboah. I'm originally from Ghana. I came to Canada in 2008 to read Masters in Chemistry. I've completed a Masters and I'm now reading PhD in Chemistry. So far, not bad. The challenges are with it, but you can't drive away the challenges. You need to face it. One challenge I had was maybe the weather changed when I came in, but so far we're still in. We met others in it and also follow their footsteps. So far it's going better. And yeah, that was my experience. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you. Next up is a representative from McGill University, Canada.
I also, U of S have 2 reps, so if the other person.
Oh, sure. Sorry.
Yeah. All right. My name is Bright Boama. I'm also from Ghana. I came over to Saskatoon. That's 2018 to read an MSc in toxicology, and I'm now currently doing a PhD in toxicology. I'm in my first year PhD. Year's almost gone now, into my second year. I would say coming over here was quite challenging. I think as Alfred mentioned, the weather was really bad. We could go to like as low as minus 48 degrees, and it was really, really bad. But I think we are kind of adapting. And with the education, it's a bit kind of different. What I realized was back home was more theoretical, and over here it's more like application and more practical, like practical life. You need to really like reason through and then think through. It's not the usual like list or state and then just memorizing. No, you need to really apply. So when you come in, you have those challenges, but with time you tend to adapt and then kind of conform to the standards here. But I think it's fulfilling, and then it's kind of worthwhile kind of studying out with the experience and all. Yeah. I think that's all I have to say for now.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry I missed you. Thank you so much. Next up is McGill University, Canada.
Actually, McGill University has a couple of representatives, so I don't know which one is going first, but I guess, since I showed up first, then I can take the lead.
That's fine.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Nafisa Tubukari. I'm also originally from Ghana, and I'm studying MSc Human Nutrition. For me, my experience, at first it was exciting because I knew Christy because we were in the same scholarship program, and then we also won the same scholarship program here in Canada. So it was exciting coming. I thought it was like, like Accra and Kumasi, so I'll get to see her often, but it was different. For me, my experience here has been overwhelming. It has been wonderful, and above all, it has been great because of the cultural diversity of Montreal. You will see people speaking French. You just move 100 meters away, you hear English. You move few meters away, you hear Spanish. So it is wonderful and it's great. But I just have a quick comment just for the benefit of everyone.
Sure.
So the statement of purpose, which Christy spoke about, is the same as motivation letter in some schools. It's also the same as a letter of intent in some schools. And in some schools, it's personal statement. So depending on what they want, if they say statement of intent or personal statement, then it means you just have to write it like that. But if they say motivation letter or letter of intent, then you know that it's a letter. You have to address it as a letter. Yeah, that's just my quick comment. Thank you. We'll meet in the breakout room.
Thank you. Our other representative from McGill University, kindly introduce yourself. Please don't forget to unmute.
Hi, my name is Oluwaseyi Adeboye. The proud Yoruba boy from Nigeria.
Are you a Yoruba demon?
No, I'm a Yoruba angel.
Okay.
So, yeah, in McGill, I'm a MasterCard scholar. I'm studying animal science and my master's degree. And yeah, I'll be graduating this December, of course. And what can I offer? I would say I really didn't experience any challenge in a way. What is there to experience a challenge when I've been challenged in Nigeria? So don't worry.
I know, right?
I've experienced it ahead. So even though the weather wants to challenge me, I was prepared for the weather.
Yeah.
So, but here people are really amazing. I mean, for the first couple of months, it might be challenging to network, to try to make friends and stuff like that. But it's just with time you get to understand. And also another thing that can challenge you a bit is the system of education here. I mean, you cross about 2 or 3 continents before coming down to North America. So you're supposed to feel the changes as you navigate towards North America. So you can challenge. But I feel like immediately after the first semester, everything became normal. It felt as if, okay, I'm part of the normal Nigerian system. All right, thank you.
Thank you so much, representing Nigeria.
But we still have one more from McGill.
Yeah. So is there one more person from McGill University?
Yeah, I think there are 2 more.
Okay.
So Miguel has the largest.
Oh, all right, let's go.
Can I go?
Yeah,
Yes.
sure. Feel free.
Okay. My name is Henry Mwachukwu, and I'm from Nigeria, and I'm also doing my master's here in chemical engineering. Yeah. Well, I think the experiences shared by most international students here are totally relatable. It's actually been quite challenging at the initial start, though now kind of a bit relaxed and much fun. Yeah, like the weather I stated, it's one of the basic challenges I would say I encountered coming here early. Like the weather was quite challenging. Also in Montreal, generally it's a very diverse community and it's very fun trying to meet in a class and then you are like 5 and everyone is from different countries. It's really fun trying to interact with people and also know how other people's culture, what they look like. So generally the experience is really, really wonderful and something what at least everyone really need to try experiencing one. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thank you so much. The next representative from McGill University, kindly introduce yourself.
Yeah, so hi everybody.
Hi.
My name is Mandy Loko. I'm also coming from Ghana. I'm at McGill University. I'm reading my master's. So I'm basically doing a Master of Engineering in Materials Engineering. I'm a thesis student, self-funded. Just for emphasis. Yeah, so about my experience, it's been quite challenging not knowing anybody before coming, in quotes, and then also finding my feet on my own. So for people who would want to go my kind of way, I think I'll be able to show you some tips on how to get along. Sorry, I'm just getting funny comments. So yes, you are welcome to ask me any question with regards to self-funding, etc., thesis options for masters, etc. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next up, we have a representative from University of Guelph. This is the only one person. Representative from University of Guelph, kindly introduce yourself. Yeah, let's know who you are.
Okay. Thank you very much, Christina, for actually inviting me today. So my name is Abdurrahim Abdullahi. I'm a PhD student here at the University of Guelph. I'm originally from Northern Ghana. I came here in 2016 to study my master's in environmental policy at Memorial University, and I finished that in 2018. And then I started my PhD at University of Guelph in geography, which I'm currently in my 3rd year now. So my experience has been mixed because generally it has been like a journey for me, like having to move out here and then move from one program to another, and one province to another. But generally it's been, I would say it's been fulfilling for me because I'm mostly interested in research stuff, and it's been everything has been going on smoothly, just with a little bit of challenges. Of course, if you live from Northern Ghana to Newfoundland, you definitely will have issues with regards to weather, because live from a very hot place to a cold environment with snow. So But from the academic front, I would think I would say everything has been fulfilling for me. I've liked my experience in Canada so far, and if probably we can talk more about my experience in the breakout session if people who are interested in actually talking about their opportunities in terms of transitioning into a PhD program.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Next up, we have a representative from University of Alberta, Canada.
Hi everyone, my name is Vida Kumeni, but in Canada I'm called Vida, so it's going to be Vida here. So my experience so far, it's been fulfilling, quite great. We get, I don't know, but I would say the people here are so fun to be with. Like sometimes I try to be in my room and they're like, hey, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? So like, I don't know, it's just been fun. I've been quite good, but the weather is always like, as everybody in Canada will complain, it's something else. If you're coming from Ghana and you come to meet -48, you know how it's going to be. But aside that, we'll talk about the school when we get to the breakout rooms. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next up, we have a representative from York University, Canada.
Oh, okay. I think it's only me, right? Hello, my name is Joseph. A PhD student at York University. This is I'm in my first year. I did my master's. I came here last 2018, and I'm done with my master's. It's related to material science more in terms, even though it's in mechanical engineering. And I also think the experience is way different, right? And it will take a whole lot. I mean, it's not just, it will take a whole lot for you to just transition through. I mean, you see the way we are all talking, right? But then you can't imagine what we have gone through before we've even decided to continue, right? Especially for those who are doing PhD, going through masters and transitioning to PhD, right? And it's good to have people to tell you what is on and then what is going on, and then be able to pull yourself up to also take the chance to come along, right? And so I'm happy to be here. And then I hope that when we go into the breakout rooms, we can at least share something that would impart maybe just a little form of, let me say, vim for you to also pick it up and then come. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Last but not the least, we have a representative from Memorial University of Newfoundland, Labrador, Canada. Kindly introduce yourself. Please don't forget to unmute. Memorial University of Newfoundland.
Hi.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's correct. Okay, so my name is Malika. I'm doing my master's degree in linguistics, and I'm in my second year, and it's a thesis route. So with experience, I think most of Canada, so like we all have same experience in terms of the weather. So I think that was one of the challenges, but then they just say if you dress well, you will not say it's cold. So you just have to dress well and you feel normal, but it's still cold. All right. And yeah, beginning, it's kind of challenging in terms of the course content, and the teaching is far different back home. So it's kind of challenging, but then as time goes on, you just fit in. And I'll also say that this place or this city, or let me say this province, is actually one of the loving places that I've ever been, because the people are welcoming, they are loving, and they always want to help, they always want to accept you in. So it's kind of more of an inclusive place, and your voice and opinion is also heard. So you don't need to like stuck in your room, or like when you go out, you always find people to help you out with anything. So with the rest of the questions, we will talk more when we get to the breakout room. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And there we
Hi.
Yeah, there's another person from Memorial.
Oh, okay. I was scared.
Hello. Please, I can do video right now.
That's fine.
So I'm going to do audio.
Sure.
Anyways, my name is Stephanie Salia, and I'm also from the northern part of Ghana. And I came here for my master's in experimental psychology, specifically in behavioral neuroscience. And I would say coming here was mixed with like happy feelings and anxiety, because all my study in Ghana, I did Bachelor of Arts, so I had no experience in laboratory work and all that. And I was enrolling in a program that was purely experimental. So I was a bit anxious. And when I got here, I remember I cried a couple of times because I felt so down, but I didn't know what I was doing in the lab and all that. But God being so good currently, I think I have a strong foundation now, and I'm excited about it. And before I came here, I required a supervisor and all that. So when we break out, I would enlighten you guys about it more.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Ayo, excuse me, Ayo.
Yes.
Can you guys give me 2 minutes to share something?
Sure.
Okay, so I will say this in my breakout, but maybe it may not be said the way I had that experience. So I'm just going to take this across so that everybody can get the experience that I had. Okay, so it was a nice presentation you guys giving those who want to come to graduate school, how they should apply the school and other stuff. But some schools, when you go to their website, it requires you to get a supervisor before you apply. Okay. However, in some specific programs in that school, you don't require a supervisor before you apply. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can put in the application whilst you have not secured a supervisor. For example, my own experience, I applied for the school. I didn't have any supervisor. I wrote to thousands. I didn't get any reply from anybody. I was frustrated. I didn't know what to do. But I already have put in 3 applications, right? Without the supervisor. Then luckily I was there, and my current supervisor that I work with, that I did my master with, and I'm now doing PhD with, sent me an email that, oh, he saw my application in their system and he's interested. Then everything began from there, you know? So it doesn't, some specific courses does not require you to secure a supervisor before putting in your application, as others will be. So that is something you guys should just make it clear for others to know, because you may be lucky a supervisor will chance on your application and just get back to you that, oh, that. And so, yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing that. Very, very helpful. Yeah. Okay, so that is all we have. That's all our representative from different universities. So now we'll be moving on to the breakout rooms where you have the opportunity to like ask your questions.
Okay, thank you, Ayo. So I've created a room. Some have 4 people, some have 3 people, some have 2 people. Some people indicated that they wanted PhD level, but from the list I have, nobody is on the Zoom call currently. So for the PhD reps, they are going to be in the main room. In case anyone is in a room that he or she doesn't want, like you wanted undergrad, but you're in a grad room, please come back to the main room. Don't leave the meeting, come back to the main room, and then I can assign you to the correct room, the appropriate room. So we are going to stop sharing here. And if you can stop sharing for me. And then, yes. So I'm just going to open all the rooms. I'll be in the main room with Ayo and the PhD Red. So let me know. Always come back to the main room, and if you have anything I can help out with. Okay, so okay. Kindly join the breakout rooms, please, so I can assign the others. Okay. Okay. Can you join the breakout room? Emilia, do you have a room yet? Joseph and Abdul, because you're PhD, I don't know if others would.
Sorry, Emilia just said in the chat box that she doesn't have a breakout room.
Okay, so I'm gonna put her in breakout room.
I'm not also having one. This is Joseph speaking.
Oh, okay. So Joseph.
Yes, Joseph. No any other name attached to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Abdul, can you be in the breakout room for master students? Because I don't want to put a lot in one breakout room. Abdul.
You can just throw me into the master's breakout room.
Okay, sure. Thank you. So Joseph, I've sent you to room 17. So you can go, Emilia, to
All right.
17.
I'm sure that is the masters, right?
Yeah. Okay. So now we have Abigail.
Hello.
Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, Christy. An option came for me to join room 5. I thought I was joining, everything went off, and I'm now back to the meeting again. So can you please take me back to the master's room, actually?
Okay. So room 5. Okay, done. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
No problem. So Abdul, Joseph, I've sent you to room 17. So if you can leave to room 17. Abdul, Joseph, yeah, people are waiting for you. Joseph, can you accept? Who is the iPhone? Joseph? Okay, iPhone 6. iPhone, you're supposed to join room 6, so if you can't join.
Has everyone gone?
No, I have Abigail. I don't know why she hasn't joined. And then iPhone. Hi, Joseph. Joseph, so I want to do PhD. Are you still recording?
Am I? I think you unposted it, Abi.
Oh, Sandra is back. So Sandra was supposed to be in room 9. So let me take you back to room 9. Sandra, I'm taking you back to room 9. So kindly accept. Ayo, please can you go to the various breakout rooms to see if everything is going on well? And then please stop recording. It's still recording.
I thought you were the one that unposted. I didn't do anything.
No, I stopped it from my end.
I don't know how to continue.